Most smart investors, they've had their doubts about off-plan projects, and you can't really blame them because they've had situation whereby the developer will not keep up to their own promise. They will not deliver to the client as promised. They will give out structures that are not up to standard, and which is why I am bringing this property back to your timeline to give you an update about this project. This is an off-plan project which was introduced last year February. It was officially launched last year, February 2025, and it got sold out less than a month to the extent that we have to, open a phase two, and it also got sold out or the sales was closed. So today I'm here to give you a site update for you to know that off-plan project really works. All you have to do is to invest on the right property. Is to invest on a location that will give you huge return on your investment. Is to do your background checking about the developer, and you make sure you are investing on a property with right title. So hello smart investors, good day and welcome to Lekki Avana Phase 1 and Phase 2. So today on this video we'll be looking at the latest updates at Lekki Avana Phase 1, and also we'll be looking at Lekki Avana Phase 2. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, my name is Larry and I'll bring you the best real estate investments for you to own in Lagos, Nigeria. Now let's talk about Lekki Avana Phase 1 before we dive into Lekki Avana Phase 2. So Lekki Avana Phase 1 is located at Eleko, Ibeju-Lekki. You see, Eleko is one of the best locations, like I always say, Ibeju-Lekki is the new Lagos, which is where you also need to put your money because you'll be making huge return because we have a lot of things in Eleko, Ibeju-Lekki, which is where we have the Lekki Avana Phase 1 that got sold out within a month, less than a month. 100 bungalows got sold out. You see, the hype about this property is actually right because it is what the price. It comes with a genuine title and it comes with a well trusted developer. So, like I said, I'll be giving you a drone view about the site update of Lekki Avana Phase 1. So, if you're among the smart investors that keyed into this project, this is the right video for you to see the updates of Lekki Avana Phase 1. And also, we'll be going to Lekki Avana Phase 2. So the Phase 1 is located at Eleko Ibeju-Lekki, while the Phase 2 is located at Elerongbe Ibeju-Lekki. So Elerongbe Ibeju-Lekki is close to the approved international airport in Ibeju-Lekki, while the Lekki Avana Phase 1 is very close to the Eleko Junction. So for the Eleko Junction, you can easily navigate to the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, which is one of the reasons why this place got sold out very fast, because it is located in a well strategic location that will give you massive return on your investment. So something new is coming up because the phase 2 sales will likely reopen very soon. So if you are one of the smart investors that miss out on Lekki Avana Phase 1 and the sales when the Lekki Avana Phase 2 started, you still have the opportunity for you to own a bungalow in Lekki Avana Phase 2 by the time the sales reopen. So all you have to make sure is to make sure you watch this video to the end and you keep your notification button on for you to see the updates about when the Lekki Avana Phase 2 will be launched. So kindly watch this video to the end. Like I said, it is a site update about Lekki Avana Phase 1 and also Lekki Avana Phase 2. So I'm currently at Lekki Avana Phase 1. So kindly enjoy the view, and from here we move to Lekki Avana Phase 2. Yeah, so smart investor, like I said, this is Lekki Avana Phase 1, which was launched last year, 2025. And if you look at the massive developments in this project, you know that it is an off plan that if you have missed it, you have to make sure you key into the phase 2. We've done the first batch of allocation in Lekki Avana Phase 1 already, so which was done a few months ago. And the phase 2, the sales was closed, and very soon the phase 2 will also be out. So today is an update for smart investors that keyed into the phase 1. The smart investors that keyed into the phase 2, for them to see the development so far in this estate. So what have we achieved so far? Over 100 bungalows in this estate has been developed already. So it is one of the smart bungalow you can own in Ibeju-Lekki. Like I always say, Ibeju-Lekki is the new Lagos. And how can you take advantage of Ibeju-Lekki is by looking for smart investments is by looking for off-plan properties. And the most important thing about off-plan and what they offer you is a flexible payment plan. You see, when you have a project that offers you a flexible payment plan and you have the entry fee, which is very affordable, it makes it easy for you to own. It makes it easy for you to own a property in Lagos, Nigeria. You see, you don't have the fear about owning property in Lagos, Nigeria, because it's because you are not investing on the right property. That's why you've been having the fear about owning property in Lagos, Nigeria. Now let's talk about renting, for instance. Now, you see, the spike in renting will not reduce. It will keep increasing because there is demand and there is deficit of house in Lagos, which is why the the demand, the rent price will always keep increasing. Currently now in Ibeju-Lekki, if you check, you can check online regarding the area, a mini flat is starting from 1 million naira down to 3 million naira to 4 million naira for a mini flat. And we have a two-bedroom higher than that. So, depending on the location, we have Shangotedo, we have Ibeju-Lekki, and all. So the price varies based on the location. And I can tell you that the price currently now is different from the price we used last year, because prices will keep increasing, and also prices of property will keep increasing. So if you are among that smart investors and you are thinking of investing, don't wait. By the time you see a property and you feel this property is right, you've done your due diligence, make sure you key into the property, because if you wait, you might to get sold out on time, and before you know it, you've already missed out on smart investors. Now look at this property that got sold out less than a month. Smart investors now, currently now, bungalows around this area are not selling at the rate when this property was launched, and which they will be making 100% return on their investment. You see, the best thing you can do for yourself is when you see enough plan, you key into it when it's still selling at a pre-launch price, because you are making 100% return on your investments. So like I always tell my smart investors, once they see a property, they key into it at the entry level, because they will be the one that are making 100% return. They will be among the smart investors that keyed into the property when it was launched. So like I said, this is an update about Lekki Avana Phase 1 and also Lekki Avana Phase 2. For the smart investors that keyed into it, and also the smart investors that will also key into the new one that will be launched, and also the Phase 2 that is coming out soon. So from here, we'll be moving to the Lekki Avana Phase 2. So yes, smart investors, we are currently back at the Lekki Avana Phase 2. Like I said, we'll be giving you a tour from Lekki Avana Phase 1 and also Lekki Avana Phase 2. So like I said, Lekki Avana Phase 1 is located at Eleko at Ibeju-Lekki, while the Lekki Avana Phase 2 is located at Elerongbe, Ibeju-Lekki. So we've done the Phase 1 of Lekki Avana Phase 1, and this is Phase 2. So if you've been watching the video from the Lekki Avana Phase 1, you will know that this is the continuation of Lekki Avana Phase 2. So the Phase 2 is located at Elerongbe, Ibeju-Lekki, where we have lots of estates. This is one of the fastest developing area we have in Ibeju-Lekki. We have lots of estates around this place. We have the new Macarius estate. We have the Solar Estate Phase 1, Phase 2. We have the Amen Estate Phase 2. We have the Parliament and many other estates around this area. So this area is a prime location for you to own an investment. A huge potential growth is what you are getting in this area at Elerongbe, Ibeju-Lekki. So in case you miss out on the Lekki Avana Phase 1 and also the Lekki Avana Phase 2, the sales reopen of Phase 2 will be coming soon. So if you are among that smart investor that want to make 100% return on your investment, that want to buy a property that will give you huge return on your investment, this is an update for you about Lekki Avana Phase 2. So by the time the Phase 2 sales reopen, you will get to know when it's out. So if you want to also be getting an update about when the Phase 2 will be launched, so kindly subscribe so you'll be getting updates from time to time. Don't forget, my name is Lion, and I'll bring the best real estate investments for you to own in Lagos, Nigeria. So this is Lekki Avana Phase 2. So kindly watch this drone wonderful video tour of Lekki Avana Phase 2, and I will also be going inside to show you the sample unit of what we are having here. We have a 3 bedroom bungalow and also a 4 bedroom bungalow plus swimming pool and without swimming pool. So enjoy this wonderful view, smart investors, and kindly wait for the reopened sales of Lekki Avana Phase 2. So yeah, smart investor, like I said, this is Lekki Avana Phase 2, which the sales will soon be reopened. So today we are making an update for you to see the Lekki Avana Phase 1. So we are done with the Phase 1, so we are currently going into the Phase 2. Now look at the ambience of this estate. It gives you the serenity you want, the calmness. And now you can see we have a fountain here. We have it here facing the major road. From here down to the Lekki Expressway is less than 5 minutes drive from here down to the Lekki Expressway. So we are going to enter the estate now for you to see the wonderful things we've achieved so far in this estate phase 2. Mind you, the phase 2 sales will soon be open. So if you've been interested in buying a bungalow, this is the right video for you, because very soon we'll soon reopen phase 2. So turn on your notification button for the phase 2 launching. So we'll be checking out the sample units which is available. We'll be checking out the sample units and also what has been achieved so far in this estate. So you can look at the compound, the surroundings and all. So this is a smart investment, because we have smart investors that keyed into this property early as it was launched. Like I always say, the best time for you to buy a property is when it's selling at a pre-launch price. So the difference from the phase 1 and the phase 2 is that one is located at Eleven, while the second one is located at Eleko. Both are in Ibeju-Lekki with huge potentials. So now let's look at the sample unit. This is the sample unit we have over here. And if you look at the parking space, you have enough parking space here. This can be used as a parking space. And if you move to the other side, it can also be used as a parking space. So the sample unit shows you how you get to furnish your units, how you can furnish your units, and how you can do the finishing to your own taste. So there are things that comes with the sample unit whereby if you are buying it, you are not going to be getting all those things like the furnitures, the TVs, the AC and all. And over here we also have, the upgrade in this place is that there are units with swimming pools. So there was an upgrade from the phase 1 to phase 2. There are units with swimming pools. So depending on when the phase 2 sales reopen, you get to see units selling as Carcass, units selling as fully finished with swimming pool, units selling without swimming pool as fully finished. And you also have the option of solar power system and the option of without solar power system. So if you're not buying it with solar power system, maybe you want to put your own solar power system, depending on the load you have. So some people, you just have to like prefer you getting your own so that you can, you get to do your calculation and know the type of the solar power system you will need. Because you can't rely on the power grid. On the long run, it's possible for you to rely on it, but for now, it's not really advisable. It's always advisable for you to have another source of electricity. So we'll be entering the sample units now for you to see the sample units, and we'll also enter one of the Carcass units for you to see. Like I said, this is an update of Lekki Avana Phase 1 and Phase 2, and I'm currently at the Lekki Avana Phase 2. Yeah, so smart investors, I'm currently entering the sample unit of Lekki Avana Phase 2. See, this is the living area. You can see how spacious and massive the living area is. This gives you the luxury of how you can furnish your own units. So you can see this is the setting out. So it's wonderful and it's spacious enough. So this should be the visitor toilet. Yeah. From here, this should be the kitchen. So, yes, this is the kitchen. So let's say you're buying the fully finished unit, you'll be getting these furnitures, all these furnitures, you'll be getting it with this oven and all. You'll be getting the furnitures, the settings like this, but you won't be getting a freezer definitely. But you'll be getting most of all these things there, apart from these home appliances, which is the blender, the pots. You won't be getting those ones. But apart from that, you'll be getting these nice furniture settings. So you can see the kitchen is quite spacious enough. You have the inverter here, which is this is your store. ITEL power tank. No, sorry, ITEL inverter. This is 8 kilowatts. Yeah, and the battery there. And this is the back exit. So we'll be checking the other rooms before we go to the Carcass sample unit. Like I said, this is a sample unit of how you can furnish your own unit. So from here, so smart vessels will be going to the Carcass sample unit. Yeah, to check the Carcass sample unit. So, like I said, there will be a sales reopen in Lekki Avana Phase 2, located at Ibeju-Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria. So, if you've been wanting to buy a property in Ibeju-Lekki, this is one of the property that will give you that 100% return on your investment. It is located in a well strategic location that will give you higher return on your investment, and it comes with a genuine title. The developer is someone you can trust. With the level of development here, you should know that these people will deliver to you as promised. And one thing about off-land property is that they gives you the luxury of flexing the payments. You have a payment plan, you have a payment structure, you have the entry price, which is very affordable, and you get to spread your payment plan up to a year, up to 6 months and less than. So, which is why most times, we recommend off plan for clients so that they can also own a home. Because if you look at now and you are not owning something for yourself, you are actually missing out. So this is the living area for the Carcass sample units. Over there is the visitors toilet. And this is the kitchen. So if you're wondering if it's the kitchen or not, from this piping you get to know this is the kitchen actually, and it has its own exits. And this is a store. Yeah. Then we have the other rooms. We have one room here. So this is the wardrobe space. This is the toilet and bedroom. One room here. With the kitchen and bedroom. And we also have another room here. Yeah, so yeah, smart investors, this is the best time, and this is the video for people that keyed into Lekki Avana Phase 1 and Phase 2, and also people that are looking into buying a bungalow in Ibeju-Lekki, people that are looking into owning a home in Ibeju-Lekki. So if you are wondering if Ibeju-Lekki is developing or not, Ibeju-Lekki is already developed. You are just the one that are missing out, because we have smart investors that are keen into Ibeju-Lekki. We have smart investors that are buying into Ibeju-Lekki. Ibeju-Lekki is the new Lagos, so make sure you don't miss out on Ibeju-Lekki. Make sure you own one or two properties. Make sure you own a lot of property in Ibeju-Lekki, because by the time you start making huge return on all this property, you'll be glad you invest in Ibeju-Lekki. So don't forget, my name is Larry, and I will always bring you the best real estate investment for you to own in Lagos, Nigeria. So kindly, subscribe so you'll be getting updates on when Lekki Avana Phase 2 will be reopened. So thank you and stay blessed.